Hi guys, welcome to tonight's lovely flight as we're going to be taking the TNT cargo and we're going to be in South Africa tonight for our lovely arrival into Capetown. Apologies as we had to do the wing view for yesterday as the Zibo was acting up. Found the problem though, it was one of the liveries that was causing the AV tab to go a little bit wide, but nevertheless we're all ready to go. So we're at Port Elizabeth Airport and we're going to be departing runway 17 and we're going to be arriving in Capetown for runway 19 on the ILS, which should be fun. So it's a little taxi down, we'll taxi down Alpha to the end for runway 17 and we'll get the aircraft all set up. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and now we can get into the cockpit and get the aircraft all set up ready for our departure. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're in the 737-800 cockpit now. So what we can do is we'll go onto our overhead, we'll start the battery is on and guarded, standby power and ground power is on. So let's go to BAT and we'll go to ground power. Can arm our emergency lights, we can get the IRS ready to be aligned into the FMC. Go ahead and turn on our fasten seatbelts, get them all good. We'll turn our engine starts to both. We can then go ahead and test our window heat, which will turn on. Turn our probes on as well. We'll then also put in our trim air and turn our packs on. And we'll get the APU started as well. And we'll put one pump on. Put on our anti-collisions and we'll get our strobes ready, so we're going to go in just a sec. So what we can do is we'll go into the FMC now. Let's turn on our panel lights. Okay, so we'll go into the FMC, we'll go and get some ASUS for the airport. So that's Foxtrot Alpha Papa Echo. Okay, so there's the APU coming on. So we'll return to our IRS and we'll put in our airport, which is Foxtrot Alpha Papa Echo. Okay, so we'll take that, shove that in there. We'll take our route, which is Foxtrot Alpha Charlie Tango, and we're going to be departing from runway 17 and we're going to be going direct to Okrav. So let's get the route up. So we're going to go direct to Okrav. And then from Okrav we'll take the Uniform Quebec 49, which will take us to Ezrook, and then the Uniform Quebec 51, which will then take us to Getton, which will then take us in for the arrival of the Getton 1 Bravo, and we'll take the ILS Yankee and we'll transition off. So now let's go into our route. Okay, now activate that. We'll go into our perf, get our weight as well. We've got a reserve of 1 and a cost index of 30. Go for flight level 300. Okay, so we'll execute that. We'll set up our full takeoff as per, and we'll do a flaps 10 as the runway is not very long. Okay, 134, 136 and a 146 for V2. So 146 and 300, alarm the flight directors. Okay, now switch over to the gens. We'll turn our APU gen on. We'll also turn on the yaw damper. We'll turn on our pumps. We'll turn on our electrics. and we'll turn the packs off as now we're going to get ready to go. So QNH for the airport. Let's see if we've got any ASUS for the airport. Okay, so QNH 1023090 at 15. So we'll go ahead and put our wind in. Okay. So that's all good. And then our QNH is 1023. So we'll go ahead and put that in as well. 1023. And we'll go over. 1023. So the aircraft is now practically set up. We'll put our RTO on as well. And go ahead and hold up. Let's just gonna get that. Okay. So yeah, we're all set to go now. We'll check our legs for no discontinuities, which is fine. We'll get rid of the vector and take that straight in. Okay, so now let's call the tug and get the aircraft all set up, ready to go. Tell us to release our brakes, and then we'll get going. So we'll set up our altitude now as well, which is 30,000 feet.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Threshold elevation is 147. So I'm just going to leave it at 1400. 147, sorry. So we'll leave it at 400. Okay, so now everything is all set to go and ready. We can now ding the cabin and get ready to go. So we're just getting lifted up, and then we can get the hell on out of it.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay. So let's release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start engine number 2. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start engine number 1. Okay, so that's engine number 1 coming on now. Okay, so that's all done. So let's switch over to the gens. Go to Gen 1. And we can also now turn
Operation
our packs
complete. Set parking brake.
Oscillation valve to auto. The APU bleed can go off, and the APU can go off now as well. Everything else is all good and set to go. So I'm happy. Let's go ahead and set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow, stand by.
Okay, so let's do our flight control test. So we've got full left, full right, forwards, backwards, full rudder, and full rudder left. I'm going to put my yoke on quick so I can have a look. Now we've got full rotation. Yesterday a lot of mad things were happening, so should be pretty good to see today. Okay, tell him we're happy. There we go. So let's turn on our background lights a little bit.
So is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. So, now we're going to taxi on down to the bottom of Alpha and get the hell out of here. So, we'll drop our flaps as we're taxiing down. So, what we'll do now is we'll release the parking brake and we'll start to spool the throttles up. And now we're starting to move. Okay, so we're going to go to a flaps 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to taxi on down to runway 17. Be a nice takeoff today. We'll be doing a direct to Okrav, so you can feel the wind. You can see it just tugging me a little bit to the right as we're moving. So it will be a little rocky one coming out, but it should be alright. So we'll just make that right turn now. Follow the taxiway around. As you can see, here's the start of our runway. I'm going to turn right. Okay, so now we're turning right onto runway 17. Should be a nice arrival into Capetown. Okay, so we're going to stop here. So we're going to take up as much runway as we can. So what I'm going to do now is we'll turn our runway turn-offs on, we'll turn our landing lights on, we'll turn our strobes to on, and we get ready to go. So we're all set to go. So what we can do now is we'll arm the LNAV and the VNAV. LNAV will activate that after, that's something in the FMC. But I'm not going to go through that now. Okay, so we're all set to go. We can go ahead and start the clock. And we'll get our N1 there. So let's release the brake. And we'll go 40%. And toga. Okay, a little bit of wind. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
Check.
E1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Check. Okay, so that'll get us the flight director. So now we can maneuver around.
1000.
Very steep flight. We're going to come right down before we hit our stall. Okay, so coming around now, following the flight director, making that right turn to go direct to Okrav. Trim down just a little. There we go. So just holding that right turn now as we start to speed up. Okay, easing back now to come around. Okay. Go to a flaps 1. And flaps up. Okay, so now we'll move on to our 250 and start climbing. Okay, now make that left turn. Just easing up on the flight director. Okay, so that was the real-time weather, just resetting itself. Now, just to ease the speed back. There we go. Okay, as you can see with the wind, the flight director's going mad, so we'll activate the LNAV and VNAV now. And we'll let the aircraft do its thing. Okay, just climb through 10,000 now. Go ahead and turn our landing lights off. Put our runway turn-offs off. And put our wheel well off as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for your own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence. We have an excellent team on board today, and we are all happy to offer you any assistance you may require throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
Okay, so you heard it from the woman herself. What we're going to do is we will turn off the fasten seatbelt signs when we reach our top of climb. I haven't got any of the weather in that. I had to reinstall a fresh copy of the Zibo. And right now we're on our way to Octave. And there's our end of descent. Let's have a look and see why the FMC didn't want to activate the LNAV. We're going to intercept at 4,000. Now missed approach altitude is 4,000 as well, so that's fine, we can leave that as it is. So we're just climbing up now through 14,000. Let's get ready for the takeoff cinematics, guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys when it's time for our top of descent. Hi guys, welcome back to the cockpit. Right now we are just around 80 miles plus away from our top of descent, as we are going to start making our way from our second fix-in, which is Akrep, and that's where we're going to start the 300 descent down, and I'll show you the route that we've got planned in the FMC, ready for us to go. So let's turn this on. So we've got Etball now, and then we're going to make our way to Apcap, and then Ezric will go down to 260, and then by Getton, which is the start of our star, we'll be at 230 for 284 knots, and then when we start to make that right turn around, we're then going to come out towards the airport and then turn around and come right back. By that time we'll be down to our 4,000 feet altitude to intercept for the ILS. We're going to be coming down on the ILS Yankee for 19, and with the Yankee arrival, we'll cross over at 4,000, and then by the time we come round to intercept for the ILS, we should be at 3,000, and the glide path is 3.2 degree. For our Barrow, we've got 350 for our minimum decision, and everything else seems to be alright. Transition level is 7,500. So let's go down into that, see what we've got here. Okay, so we'll turn these seatbelts off for now. There we go.
The seatbelt sign has been switched on. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Okay, so I'll see you in just a sec when we're a little bit closer to our destination, and we'll start our proper descent down. Okay, so right now we are just around 40 miles from our top of descent as we get ready to come down into Capetown. So let's get all ready and secure. So centre fuel pumps are off, which they are. It's quite dark up here. Let's turn our the lights on. There we go. That's better. Okay, so let's put the fasten seatbelt to on now. Centre pumps are off, which is checked. Autopilot and FMC check is fine.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Okay, and then we'll get ready for our descent procedure, which will be a doddle. Come down on auto brake number 2. As you can see, there's our top of descent. We're going to be, if I go in actually, what we can do is we can have a look at our arrival speeds. Okay, so let's go in and have a look at our arrivals. There we are with the ILS 19 Yankee. Okay, so we'll go in with a 145, flaps 30, and we will add our +5. We'll add a +7 onto that. So we'll have a 1. Well, I'm actually going to do a +10 just to be on the safe side. There we go, let's put 10 in there. Okay, so 145 +10, so 155. As we've got the winds as well. What we can do whilst we're also waiting is we'll go into our ATIS to find the weather conditions, which I've already had a little glimpse at, so it shouldn't be too bad. So let's send that off. And whilst we wait for that, we've got our 10910 and a 191 course. at the ASUS. 210 at 12. Okay, so we'll just do a +5. It's alright. Give it to a +5. There we go. Okay, so we'll go back to our ASUS. Let's have a look. So 210 at 12 now. 160 variable. We'll check this again when we come near to the airport, as I think it's a little bit more. And our QNH is 1014. So we'll go ahead and set 1014 now. There you go. There's 1014, which is also set. Okay, so we're just approaching now our top of descent, our TD, which is right over here. So what we'll do is tell the cabin crew to get ready for landing.
Folks from the flight deck, we've started our descent. Should have you on the ground in about 15 minutes. Want to thank you so much for your company and business, and hope to see you again with us sometime very soon.
Okay, so now we're in our top of descent. We're coming down now. We've got 284 on our speed as we come down, so the aircraft's going to basically, I've set it to follow the path, not the speed, as we make our way through these clouds to come into lovely Capetown. It's a little rocky, but other than that, it's quite nice weather to come down for. As we now go and make a little left turn toward Ezrook. At Ezrook we need to be at 260, and then we'll fling round to the left and basically be at 23017, and then 11, and then 4000 above, ready for our arrival. So just making that left turn now. We've got a barrow of 350, so we can go ahead and set that in now. Always seems to happen. There we go. 350. And we'll go over and do the 350 over on the other side. Can be quite fiddly sometimes. Okay, 350. We've got our 1014s all set on the altimeters as well, which is all good. So we've got our barrows, which are both set. We can now go into our descent checklist and get the aircraft all prepared. So descent checklist, engine start switches continuous, which we'll do now, and landing lights above 10,000 feet, which will turn on after, and descent altitude is also set, which it is. So our descent checklist is now complete. If we've got a bit of wind, the head shake decides to go a little bit crackers. But now let's go ahead and put in our ILS, which is 10910, like so, as now we make our final turn to come straight towards the airport. Right now we've got a 25 knot headwind. Let's set the auto brake to number 2. Got the flaps 30 at 145, and we're going to +5 that. We're going to check the ASUS one more time just when we get nearer to the airport, so we know exactly what the runway weather is. So just tipping the clouds now. Okay, so here we come now. We're in our descent phase, coming through 19,000. We need to switch over our altimeters at 7.5 as we're coming down into the lovely Capetown. So for our speed, we're going to start decelling. We need to be below 250. So let's just intervene here. Okay, so down we come. Passing through 17,000 now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now activate the ILSs. Okay, so they're set. As we now make our way into Capetown. So we can knock down the speed brake now. So we need to be below 250 and then below 210 as we're descending down. We need to be at flight level 171. We're at 66, so 117 on our next fix, which is in 22 miles. Lovely sunset as we say hello to Capetown. So the way we're going to go is we're basically going to go straight up. When we get to the runway, we're going to turn right, and then we're just basically turn that right and then circle it down and back around for runway 19. So it should be a really nice, enjoyable flight. So coming down, we've got our barrow, which is set 350 on both sides. We've got a course for the runway, which is a 191, and we've got 10910, which is set on our panel, which is all good. Coming down at 250 now, we need to slow down below 210 when we get closer to our next fix. Now we'll make that right turn as we come into the airport. Lovely view as we enter Capetown. We'll disarm the speed brake for now as we get ready to come down into that lovely city. So you can see all the lights are on, getting ready as we're just descending now through 13,500. .245, and we've got another 12 miles to go, so we'll slow the aircraft down once we get to our decel point, and then we'll slow down. So if we take a quick look now at our route, you're basically going to see it as it comes. So there's us right there. So what we're going to do is we are going to go straight in and we'll make that right turn at CB, and then we're going to follow it back round. So we're going to go up and then make a right turn, which is fine. Got the ILS already tuned. There's our runway right in front of us right here. So now we'll slow the aircraft to 205. So now as we come down to 205, we'll open the speed brakes, just get our speed down. There'll be our next decel, which will be at a solid 205 after the 210. So just slowly slowing down the aircraft now. Okay, so the 205 coming down to now. Lovely scenic view. So I make that right turn now to backtrack, ready for our arrival. So we'll stay at the 210 or the 208 for the flaps up. Coming down now through 11,000. So what we can do now is we'll turn on our landing lights, our runway turn-offs, our taxis and our logo, turn our wheel well off, we'll bing the cabin, tell them that we're coming. We've already got the breaker on bright. So 208 and we'll stay at 210 until we spin round. So we're under 10,000 now. So we'll do our descent checklist. So we've got, for our approach, altimeter set in the QNHs are set. They'll be down under 7,500. Altitude approach, which is set. We also have our VCARD approach speed ref, which is set. We've got our minimums, which is also set, and that is set on both sides. We've got our taxi lights auto flap set, speed brakes armed. Can arm them now. There we go, speed brakes are armed. Auto brake number 2, and we've got our landing gear which will go down, and taxi lights are to auto. So we are all ready now to start the profile in. Let me just make sure that we've 10910. So do not mess that up, otherwise that could have been me wondering why the ILS was not working. So there's a 10910. If we catch this before the plane turns, it'd be great. 10 and activate that one. Okay, and there's the ILS. I was wondering why it wasn't coming on so quick, as we was right next to the airport and we wasn't getting no coverage for the ILS. So approaching up to our next fix. Be a 210, ready for us to then backtrack, and then we'll make that left turn, the right turn, sorry, up for 182, which will start lowering our flap settings, get the aircraft all ready to go. So we're staying at 208, as we're going to come down for 205 in just a second. So we'll go 205 and we'll hit the flaps up, and we'll go to flaps 1. And speed brakes are armed. Okay. So we're going to make that right turn now. It's coming through 7,000 feet. And we need to be at 3,000 by the time we turn around. So I'll slow us now to 182. Okay. Okay, so we'll come down to 169 for flaps 5. What we'll also do is we'll activate the VOR lock, and we're now going to make that left turn around. Okay, go flaps 10 and a flaps 15. Just waiting for the VOR lock. I've got a 155 we're going to do with flaps 30, or a 15152. So as we're just waiting for the VOR to come in, we'll stay on the LNAV until the VOR lock intercepts. A little bit rocky. Other than that, should make for a great approach in. So what we can do now, drop our gear. Okay, and then as you can see right here, we need to be above 3,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get the autopilot to come down a bit. There we go. Okay, so there's the VOR lock. Okay, let's turn the QNHs back now. Okay, 1014. There's the runway, so we'll go flaps 30. And we'll slow right down to our 153. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the autopilot and the auto throttle. Okay, so I can have control of the aircraft now and realign the aircraft back to where we was. Okay, so let's just drop down now, start making that descent down. For some reason the FMC didn't want to bring us down to that level. Okay, so we'll go down to a 155. Go a little bit high. So make sure that the autopilot's out. Yep, it is. Okay, so following the localizer now, just coming in.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Okay, so we'll hold our altitude now. Okay. There we go, 2 red, 2 white. Give it a little wrestle.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
There we are. So, reversers are up. And speed brakes are up and reversers are active. There we go. Okay. Airport looks like it's in total darkness. It's a bit reshade because we're obviously coming in the dark.
80 knots.
So, slowly coming down now. There we go, we'll just follow her on down to the end. There's obviously, I've got my reshade settings for the daytime. It don't exactly like the night. Okay, so start applying the brakes. There we go. So, okay. Join me after the landing cinematics as we come down into Capetown, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below, guys, and I'll see you all in a minute. Thanks for watching tonight, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, tap that bell so you don't miss another flight, and I'll see you all again next for our next flight on the channel. So look forward to it as we're starting to venture out waters now. So I'll see you all very soon. Take care for now, and bye bye.